Recently, I found this beautiful iridescent material, and I immediately fell in love with the way the color spectrums would stretch and move and flow like water. So, I brought this seemingly ordinary material into the laboratory to create an extraordinary visual work of art. And the first thing I noticed was that the spectrums on this material would only move if the material was in motion, or if the subject looking at the material was in motion, or if there was an object between the subject and the material that was in motion. So I decided to experiment with all three of these possibilities. And the first thing I did was I used a fan to gently blow on the back of the material while I placed a light in front of the material to create the color spectrums. And this is what it looked like. And if you take a closer look, you can see that the spectrums are moving, and that was the intention, but they're not flowing, right? They're not captivating your mind and making you salivate. They're just kind of jerky and jumpy. So I moved on to the next part of the experiment, which is to, instead of using the fan to make the material move, I would actually keep the material completely still, and I would use a transparent object with texture in front of the material to make it appear like it was moving. So check this out. Right now, this material is not moving, it's just hanging from a light, and I'm using another light to create the backdrop that I want. See how much it changes when I move it around? This is the backdrop that I chose. Now you can see I'm placing the transparent object with texture in front of the material, and look, the spectrums are already starting to move. So if this is confusing, here's a really good example. Pretend that my face is a beautiful spectrum of light, and you can see the glass, the texture of the glass, is morphing and transforming my face. That's what we're doing to the spectrums with this object, okay? So you can see all the spectrums around the glass are completely still, but the spectrums inside of the glass are starting to move, right? Now before we zoom in here, I want to let you guys know this is all one shot. None of this is edited in any way. Let's see how this turned out. Wow. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Look at how much consciousness these spectrums now have. Look how fluidly they're flowing. They're absolutely seamless, and they look alive. Let's take a closer look. Wow. It's like we're looking under a microscope, isn't it? It's like all the cells. It's almost like the essence of light, you know, is just dancing in front of our eyes. Wow. Here's another shot that I got. You can see the light is just right here. This is all one shot. And look at the way the source of light is dancing here. Let's zoom in on the source of light. And you can see how fluid the source is. And what's beautiful is that every color spectrum around this source of light was created by this source of light. This is what we're looking for. Now let's move on to the third phase of the experiment. In the first phase, we used the fan to make the paper move. In the second phase, we used the transparent object to make the spectrums look like they're moving. Now, we're going to use the subject. Pretend the camera on this phone are my eyes, and my eyes are constantly moving around, which will therefore cause the spectrums to appear that they're moving around. And I've got 3 separate light sources shining on this as well. But before I show you what this looks like, I want to say thank you for watching this, and I hope that seeing this light from a different perspective has inspired you to see the beautiful light within yourself. Peace, love, and light refractions.